Okay, sorry I've missed a couple of days, but I'm back. Things have been thinking. But we are on Mark chapter 4. And remember, Mark is another perspective of the story of Jesus in the beginning of his descent, I guess you would call it. So Matthew tells one perspective and it's told to a group of people. Mark is, excuse my dog, Mark is another perspective told the same story just from his point of view, even though it's allegedly written years and years and years later. So it's a little confusing. If you have questions, ask, because I still have questions too. But here we go. Mark chapter 4. This is a parable of the sower and the seeds, just in case you didn't know. Again, he began to teach by the sea, and a very large crowd gathered around him. So he got into a boat on the sea and sat down, while the whole crowd was by the sea on the shore. He taught them many things in parables, and in his teaching he said to them, "Listen, consider the sower who went out to sow. As he sowed, some seed fell on the path, and the birds came and devoured it. Other seed fell on rocky ground where it didn't have much soil, and it grew up quickly, since the soil wasn't deep. When the sun came up, it was scorched, and since it had no root, it withered away. Other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns came up and choked it, and it didn't produce fruit. Still other seed fell on good ground, and it grew up producing fruit, and that increased 30, 60, and 100 times. Then he said, let anyone who has ears to hear listen." I'm trying not to sneeze. Okay. Why would I cut it out? Okay. Why Jesus used parables. When he was alone, those around him with the 12 asked him about the parables, and he answered, "The secret of the kingdom of God has been given to you, but to those outside, everything comes in parables, so that they may indeed look and yet not perceive. They may indeed listen and yet not understand. Otherwise, they might turn back and be forgiven." Then he said to them, "Don't you understand this parable? How then will you understand all of the parables? The sower sows the word. Some are like the word sown on the path. When they hear, immediately Satan comes and takes away the word sown to them. And others are like the seed sown on the rocky ground. When they hear the word, immediately they receive it with joy. But they have no root. They are short-lived. When distress or persecution comes because of the word, they immediately fall away. Others are like the seed sown among thorns. These are the ones who hear the word, but like the seed sown among thorns, but the worries of this age, the deceitfulness of wealth, and the desires for other things enter and choke the word, and it becomes unfruitful. I want to read that again. Others are like the seed sown among thorns. These are the ones who hear the word, but the worries of this age, the deceitfulness of wealth, and the desires for other things enter in and choke the word, and it becomes unfruitful. Sorry about my dog, because he's acting like a lunatic. And those like seed sown on good ground hear the word, welcome it, and produce fruit 30, 60, and 100 times what was sown. He also said to them, "Is a lamp brought in to be put under a basket or under a bed? Isn't it to be put on a lampstand? For there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, and nothing concealed that will not be brought to light. If anyone has ears to hear, let them listen." And he said to them, "Pay attention to what you hear. By the measure you use, it will be measured to you, and more will be added to you. For whoever has more will be given to them, and whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. The kingdom of God is like this," he said. "A man scatters seed on the ground. He sleeps and rises night and day, and the seed sprouts and grows, although he doesn't know how. The soil produces a crop by itself. First the blade, then the head, and then the full grain on the head. As soon as the crop is ready, he sends for the sickle because the harvest has come. And he said, with what can we compare the kingdom of God, or what parable can we use to describe it? It's like a mustard seed that's sown upon the soil, is the smallest of all seeds in the ground. And when it's sown, it comes up and grows taller than all the garden plants, and the produces large branches so that the birds of the sky can nest in its shade. He was speaking the word to them with many parables like these. They were able to understand. He did not speak to them without parable. Privately, however, he explained everything to his own disciples. On that day, when evening had come, he told them, "Let's cross over to the other side of the sea." So that they left the crowd and took him along since he was in the boat. And the other boats were with him. A great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking over the boat, so that the boat was already being swamped. He was in the stern, sleeping on the cushion. So they woke him up and said, "Teacher, don't you care that we are going to die?" He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Silence, be still." The wind ceased, and then there was a great calm. Then he said to them, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" And they were terrified and asked one another, "Who then is this? Even the wind and the sea obey him." So I don't know if you were with me for Matthew